Hello and welcome to Sneak Attack, where we take a look at what's upcoming in Eternal Crusade, information leaked by the developers in their stream, and anything relating to future content. First up, fists. Power fists to be exact. If you've been playing recently, you probably would have noticed the loadout slot reserved for the power fist on the air assault. It's been there for a while and we've all been wondering about it. Well, in last Friday's development stream we got our first look, and I think it was by accident. Okay, it kind of looks small, kind of looks clunky, but I really like the sparking effect that they've got on it. Brent confirmed in the forums that the model is just a placeholder and it's a sized up model of the standard gauntlet. So I expect that bEHAVIOUR are just using this model to get the mechanics of the power fist into the game for testing, and we'll see a more powerful looking power fist later on. In the stream we get to see a little bit of the fist in action. There's a link in the description to bEHAVIOUR's YouTube channel so you can take a look for yourself. I think it's going to be a slow one-shot weapon, slower than the power axe, but if it lands a hit, blam, you're going to get wiped out. If you get good with this thing, you can be a proper menace in the game. I hope it gets its own ground slam animation. I feel it's different enough to warrant it, but we'll have to wait and see. No mention of the other slots that are locked, so it looks like we'll have to wait for the melter gun for tacticals and the stream of corruption for aspiring sorcerers. Remember, we'll be taking a look at any new weapons as they make it into the game in our quick look at loadouts video. You can find that on our channel. Brent also mentioned that vehicle physics are going to have an overhaul. Tanks have been a bit bouncy since the start and a little hard to control, and let's face it, a tad on the weird side. I for one welcome anything that calms down tanks, although I will miss their glitchiness because, you know, that shit's funny. Also inbound is going to be the first iteration of the loadout system. I'm not sure if it will be coming in the next patch, but it's definitely exciting news. If you wanted to put a power axe on your sorcerer or a plasma gun on your apothecary, this is the change that you've been waiting for. We've seen the mock-up of the loadout screen and it looks very cool, but as to how it will work in the alpha, we haven't got a clue yet. The loadout system is going to be adding some much needed depth to the game, and it'll be interesting to see how much each weapon will cost, and trying to work out what your optimal loadout will be for your own playstyle will really be a nice addition. In other news, the Stormbolter is finally getting a nerf. Thank Buddha. Thank Allah, thank Jesus, the Stormbolter is finally getting a nerf. It's approximately doing 1.8 the DPS of the bolt gun at the moment, so that's nearly 2 times the damage, but they're knocking that down to 1.3, which means it's going to be just not so awful facing them, and if you're playing an air assault you're going to stand a bit more of a chance, even though you're going to be close up, and that's what that weapon's there for. They're also making adjustments to the plasma cannon, making it easier to aim and making the mortar mode go a lot further. It's really been stunted since they changed it. That arc is just too harsh, so it's nice to know they're going to be able to make it go further and really do some serious damage with it. They've also told us that there's going to be changes to the hitbox, so that means that the legs now have their own hitbox. If you shoot someone in the kneecaps, it's going to do a lot less damage than shooting them in the head. That makes sense to me, and that's a really good thing. They also mentioned a new map, a new version of the fortress. Testing's still happening on it from BE side, but we're going to be able to test it soon. Probably sometime in February is the indication, and also really good news that it's going to be a 30 versus 30 map. So that means they're going to increase the amount of players that come into it. That's going to be a lot of fun. In Xeno news, Brent has mentioned that the Eldar will be in not February. Now that's a very politique way of saying that they're getting on with it, but they're not sure when it's going to be done. Not February to me sounds that they will be in game by April, maybe even the end of March. But it does give bEHAVIOUR some wiggle room should they fall behind schedule. We know that the Dire Avenger models are complete because we saw them at Christmas. And yeah, okay, they were running around with marine animations, but the actual models are there. So are the guns. And we've seen some motion capture footage. So I'm thinking that end of April is a reasonable time frame. They have to complete all 5 aspects and the Warlock, including animations for bleeding out, executions, basic weapons. There'll be vocal recording required, sound effects, plus the vehicles. It's a lot of work, and we're not exactly sure how far bEHAVIOUR are along, but the closer we get, I'm sure we'll start seeing more Eldar stuff being shown, and that's really exciting. Speaking of vehicles, the vehicles for the Eldar have been confirmed. They are the Wave Serpent, which is going to be the troop transport, the Fire Prism, which is going to be a tank analogue, And then the third vehicle is the Warp Hunter with that lovely D cannon. It's going to be the Siege Breaker. Very sensible move from bEHAVIOUR, as the chassis for each vehicle is the same, cutting down on the time required to model them. They can just change the model a little bit like they do with the basic Rhino chassis for the Marines. I do have one concern with the Eldar currently, and that's the Warlock. They're going to be the only model in game that wears a robe, and I don't know how that's going to work. If you want your Warlock to clamber up a crate or jump over sandbags from cover, I don't know how that's going to look, but hopefully bEHAVIOUR have already thought about this and have something innovative up their sleeve. Sadly, no news on the Orcs. The sooner the Eldar in the game, the sooner that we can get the Orcs, and Sneak Attack will bring you any information on the Greenskins as soon as we can. If you've enjoyed this video and you want more information about Eternal Crusade, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. We've had our NDA lifted by the developers so we can make content, and we love the game, so we're trying to get as much info out there as possible. We stream the game on our Twitch every Saturday, and if you want to come in and join the fun, there's a link down below. Leave a comment below if there's anything about this video you want to discuss, or if there's any aspect of the game you want us to look at in the future. If you want to join the Crusade, take a look at the links below. See you in game. I'll be the one with the power fist. Take it easy.